So I chose College of DuPage because it was the most economical way to do school. I was going to go to U of I directly, and then my dad and I found out about this engineering pathways program, which was a priority admissions program to U of I. You get the same degree, but you save a ton of money. And my first year at College of DuPage was pretty cool because it was the first year I was around a lot of people who were just as driven as me and had the same goals. So I got to learn from them and work alongside them and learn a lot that year. I started in engineering because I was interested in physics and math. And I decided to stick with it because I really liked building things and solving problems. So I went to new student orientation and I just saw a list of clubs. And I saw that there was an engineering and technology club. And I thought, man, I'm studying engineering and technology. That's probably the club I should join. And that was the first time I was exposed to robotics. Tom Carter and Professor England were our club advisors, and they were there for us when we had an issue. I felt very comfortable talking to them, and they just supported us in the best way possible. I was with a group of students who were very, very dedicated to producing a great robot, and were very talented at that. I'd never touched a robot, didn't really know anything about it, or manufacturing or engineering before that. The tech building has all these awesome resources and awesome people who know a lot about their craft. I know something that changed my experience compared to a lot of other people was I was always studying with other people. Like I was always working in a group, trying to be a part of a team doing something because you just do the things better. And you learn from the other people around you too. Yeah, I'm just really grateful for a lot of the resources and like a lot of the people that I met at COD. Like the professors were just really there for me. The tech building offers so many great resources with milling machines and lathes and things like that that you can get a hand on and understand manufacturing processes that make designing things for those manufacturing processes so much easier. And I still use the stuff that I learned from the tech building today, which is really awesome. There's a lot of resources there that you can take advantage of and make the most of your experience. My freshman year, we went to MRDC, which is a robotics competition here in Engineering Open House. We manufactured our robots ourselves. We built it and we planned most of the competition. I feel like I learned a lot of self-efficacy when I was going through this. Like I had all the support that I needed, but I learned how to complete a project and the steps that I needed to take. It also opened me up to a different way of thinking about problems, giving me more experience with hardware and the way to solve physical problems. MRDC was sort of like dipping your toe into the water, whereas NASA RMC was just diving headfirst. You had to have your stuff together by the time you got to the competition, or else it would be very difficult for you to compete. You get like a little cubicle. You show up with your robot and that's what you got. I probably would not have gotten into robotics had it not been a part of the engineering and tech club because I had never touched it before. It wasn't really anything of interest. But since I was already involved in the engineering and tech club and all of my friends were really excited about robotics, I decided to just stick with the team and keep trying to learn about it. So that really changed my trajectory and changed where I ended up being. You just gotta do it. I feel like people are so scared that people are not going to accept them into a group or that they won't know what to do. But how are you going to learn how to do something if you don't just do it? Like, no one knows how to build a robot without building a robot. You just kind of have to stick around the people that do know how to build a robot and keep doing it. Dr. Carter's old student, Erna Gavandian, was the person who wanted to start these internships. She's honestly like a really talented, very intelligent person. And she wanted to set up a similar opportunity for more COD specific people because that's where she came from. It was the first time this internship was running and I applied to it. And it was the first time I was around science like that. I could go to all of these talks where there were just scientists doing crazy things and learn about that. But I was also taking part in learning a lot about power and energy in our country. So my friend Elle and I tried to find an internship over the semester so that we could maybe split up our school and graduate in the spring. And she suggested that I email places in Research Park. So EarthSense was one of those places, and they got back to me, and I was just completely flattered and blown away because it was just the coolest company. They got back to me, we interviewed, and I started working directly on design stuff. And I was just given these problems and a lot of independence in solving them, which I very much enjoyed. You get a lot more ownership over the entire process of a project when you're working at a small company like this. So you get like the whole story there, which is something I really enjoy being a part of. I was introduced to this idea about stewardship, that we should take care of our planet and our people and animals that live here. And that kind of set off this idea that like I should do that and care about those things. As I learned more about climate change, it made me more interested in trying to fix some of our problems. Working at EarthSense was a really good opportunity to be a part of that because agriculture is often very unsustainable as it is right now. We're not really treating it well, and we're not going to have a food system if we keep doing that. This is just a way that we can give back and like try to create a better system that will last longer than us. I think I really learned about my resilience, and that's kind of what made me a little bit more okay with not knowing anything in robotics. Is I didn't know anything. I wasn't doing great, but I could just stick with it. Like if I can do anything, I can try. I think being hired full-time, you end up just having a little bit more responsibility. You want to be someone that other people trust and can rely on. You're working on a team. Like you want to be able to rely on your coworkers. And maybe it's not like the most typical environment, but it's an environment I really enjoy being a part of. We're a company that's trying to produce emerging technology and something that changes the world.